think of winter, what comes to mind? Cozy sweaters, hot chocolate, maybe a beautiful blanket of fresh snow. Well, for a huge part of America, winter is less of a wonderland and more of a survival horror movie. Forget what you see in the Christmas cards. We're talking about a season of sheer, brutal, and sometimes downright bizarre terror that descends upon the country every single year. Let's start with the most obvious villain, the polar vortex. This isn't just a fancy term for its cold. This is an Arctic monster that escapes its polar prison and decides to vacation in places like Chicago, Minneapolis, and Buffalo. We're talking temperatures that make Siberia look like a beach resort. Imagine stepping outside and the air physically hurts your face. Your nostrils freeze together with every breath. Exposed skin can get frostbite in minutes. Your car won't start. Your pipes might burst. And the simple act of getting mail becomes a life or death expedition. In places like International Falls, Minnesota, they don't just get cold. They get legendary cold. Temperatures of -40 aren't just possible. They're an expected part of the experience. It's a cold that feels like a physical presence, pressing in on you from all sides. And with the cold comes the snow. But we're not talking about a gentle dusting. We're talking about apocalyptic blizzards that can drop feet of snow in a single day. Think about the Great Lakes region and the phenomenon of lake effect snow. Warm, moist air from the lakes meets the frigid Arctic air, and the result is a non-stop snow-making machine. Cities like Buffalo, New York, are famous for this. They can get buried under so much snow that houses literally disappear. You wake up, look out your window, and all you see is a wall of white. Roads vanish, schools and businesses shut down for days, sometimes weeks. Shoveling isn't just a chore, it becomes your full-time, unpaid job. And just when you think you're done, the snowplow comes by and buries the end of your driveway again with a solid wall of icy, heavy snow. It's a truly soul-crushing cycle. But the horror doesn't stop with snow and cold. Let's talk about ice. Not the pretty kind on a skating rink. I mean the treacherous, invisible killer known as black ice. It forms on roads, looking just like wet pavement, but it's a frictionless sheet of pure evil. It turns everyday activities into a high-stakes game of chance. Then there's the psychological toll. The sun becomes a rare and distant memory. For months, the world is a monochrome palette of gray and white. Seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, is a very real thing. The lack of sunlight can drain your energy and leave you feeling perpetually down. The days are short, the nights are long, and you can start to feel trapped in your own home, a condition known as cabin fever. You've watched everything on streaming, you've organized every closet, and you're starting to have full conversations with your pets. The isolation is real. The walls start to feel like they're closing in, and the relentless gloom outside seeps into your very soul. It's a mental battle as much as a physical one. And let's not forget the sheer inconvenience of it all. Simple tasks become monumental efforts. A 10-minute trip to the grocery store can turn into an hour-long ordeal. First, you have to spend 10 minutes bundling up in layers of clothing until you look like the Michelin Man. Then you have to get to your car, which is probably encased in a tomb of ice and snow. You scrape, you brush, you de-ice, and finally, you get inside, only to have the engine protest with a sad, dying groan. If you're lucky enough to get it started, you then have to navigate icy, snow-backed roads at a snail's pace, constantly vigilant for other sliding cars and hidden potholes. Let's venture into some of the more unique American winter horrors. In the Northeast, they have to deal with nor'easters, which are basically hurricanes, but with snow and ice instead of rain. These storms bring gale-force winds that create massive snowdrifts, knock out power for days on end, and can even cause coastal flooding. Imagine your basement filling with freezing ocean water while the power is out and the wind is howling like a banshee. In the Midwest, they have ground blizzards where it isn't even snowing, but the ferocious winds pick up existing snow and create total whiteout conditions with zero visibility. You can't see the car in front of you. You can't see the road. You can't see anything. Even the transition out of winter is terrifying. As the mountains of snow finally start to melt, it doesn't just magically disappear. It turns into a disgusting gray and brown slush that gets everywhere. And all that melting snow and ice has to go somewhere, which often means widespread flooding. Rivers overflow their banks. Basements become indoor pools. And roads turn into murky canals. And let's not forget the potholes. The freeze-thaw cycle is the mortal enemy of pavement. As winter recedes, it leaves behind a minefield of car-destroying craters on every road, turning your daily commute into an expensive game of dodgeball. And there are the smaller, but no less maddening, horrors. Static electricity becomes your constant companion. Every doorknob, every light switch, every pet you try to pat delivers a sharp, unexpected shock. Your skin gets painfully dry and cracked. Your lips feel like sandpaper. You have to deal with snow emergencies, which means you can't park on certain streets. And if you forget, your car gets towed to an impound lot in the middle of a blizzard. It's a world of constant, low-grade misery punctuated by moments of acute danger. From the bone-chilling cold of the upper Midwest to the colossal snowfalls of the Northeast, and the treacherous ice that blankets everything in between, American winter is a force to be reckoned with. It's a season that tests your physical endurance, your mental fortitude, and your car's battery. So next time you see a picture of a snowy landscape and think how peaceful it looks, remember the reality for millions of Americans. It's a battle against the elements, a struggle for survival, and a horror story that repeats itself year after year. Thanks for watching. If you've ever survived one of these brutal winters, share your horror story in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Stay warm out there.